Hi, this is Bob. You know, I'm a transplant from Southern California, and it's now winter here in Poughkeepsie, New York. So I thought I'd take you on a tour of my neighborhood to show you what's different about New York. I mean, is it the same, only without palm trees? Or is it just radically different? I think you'll be shocked by what I show you. You go down these steps. Now, these are very dangerous steps. Those steps there, I'm going to show you an outtake later. These are full of ice. They were full of ice. And it was just a nightmare. These are like death traps. They built them to hurt people. So you go up here and it gets snowy and you go thunk, 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 thunk. I did that. I did that recently. I'll show you the outtake, in the outtake reel. Now these steps are just as dangerous. Look at these. Look at these. Why did they build these? It was so dangerous, I put these solar lights on. See those great little solar lights? Very modern stuff there. And they work about 10 minutes at night. So the sun sets at 4:30, and then at 4:40 you're already on your own. So here is our big pole here. We turn this on about once a year because we don't even remember we have it. I think it's there to tell the troops safe harbor. Not safe haven, safe harbor. But we don't turn it on because we don't give them safe harbor. This is the remains of the last snow we had, which was about 2 weeks ago. As you can see, it's like a magnet for stuff. That's what snow does. They don't tell you that. The snow has a magnetic quality that sucks in garbage as it just turns solid. Look at this. Isn't this nice? Isn't that pretty? Hard as a rock. It's going to be there the rest of this house's life. Oh, there's my car. For you Southern Californians, yes, it's a Tesla. And don't worry, I'll be setting it on fire in a couple of days. I just bought it so I could destroy it. Now we're walking down the street, and this is called a sidewalk here. The sidewalks here are made out of different material than they are in Southern California. They're made out of the tears of Revolutionary War soldiers, which they collected, and they've frozen them, because this area is full of history. That's the house you can't see it, so who cares? Now this is, did I pass it? No, we're coming up. That's a traffic light. They have traffic lights just like they do in Southern California, only the traffic lights here are built in a way so that when you pull up to the street there, you can't see them because they're too high up. So you sit there and you come up to the line here, and in 90% of the traffic stops, you can't see the lights. So you sit there and you just wonder if it's safe to go. And then you go and you get into a wreck. Or you don't. There's somebody there. Cars are very expensive here in New York, so people resort to desperate moves, desperate moments to travel around. It's public transportation is very fleeting. This is a guy, our next door neighbor. They have a house made out of bricks. Try building one of these in Southern California. Yeah, it'll last about 5 seconds in an earthquake. But, we don't have earthquake here. We only have freezing, effing cold weather all the time. Now, here's a double mysterious sign. First of all, it's telling you there's a deer nearby, so be careful. I haven't seen it, but apparently there's a deer somewhere. I guess it just shows itself when there's a deer near. And then this mysterious no parking 24 hours starts. You got to read that about 5 times to figure out if you can park there. I still haven't figured it out. If anybody, take a freeze frame of that. If anyone can figure it out, let me know. These are protected here. Trees are protected here, and that tells you that this is a protected tree. And don't chop it down. Power for the people. People love their electrical company out here, just like we love Edison, right? Some people put up power for the people. Power for the people things. They're, the Hudson Valley Power Authority Act. I don't even know what that means. But it's certainly something to think about. People here, there's something you don't normally see, and it's a frozen, that's really sad. Up there, you can see it up there? That's a frozen dog and its baby. It was so cold out, they must have left them out all night. Oh, let's zoom in a little. I don't really want to show this because this is, kids, don't watch. Don't watch. there's a tree. See, all the trees here are dead. Everything dies. Everything dies in the winter. Very depressing. Death everywhere. The smell of death everywhere. Now, this is the most mysterious thing you're going to run into so far. This is a fire hydrant that wears a collar. See the little thing around there? The little collar. They all have collars. I asked somebody, what's that about? And they said, it's because these things, they're different here. These things tend to wander off at night, these fire hydrants. And they run around the neighborhood, and you never know where they're going to be. So they put these GPS collars on them so that you can find them. Usually they come back. Sometimes they don't. If they don't, you just turn that on, and I guess the water people turn it on. They can find their missing fire hydrant. What else have we got? Oh, Crime Watch neighborhood. That's always reassuring. Here's a sign to let you know that Crime Watch neighborhood with that mysterious kind of icon, which I think means I don't know if that's where the crime is, or that's what your eye looks like when you see a crime. I guess so. You widen up, your eye widens up, and you go, wow, look, there's a crime. I'm going to call the police at that mysterious number without an area code. So, who knows? There's another one of those little dot things. No one knows what they're for. I'm just walking. This is just the first sidewalk. Isn't so many things to see here in Poughkeepsie, New York. Now, see, the houses are very beautiful, but it's surrounded by dead trees. So ultimately, it's a sad moment. Now you go figure that out. 15 miles an hour. Why'd they build a street like that? I mean, the street doesn't even look like that. But, they do it to throw you here. Because they have it's not a car culture. They haven't figured out how to do signs for cars out here. They just haven't. Now, okay. This is kind of sad. You couldn't do this. I thought this was illegal. Slow children at play. Well, I mean, I guess that's better than the R word. But, do they have to really describe them like that? Can't they just say, be cautious of children? No, you don't have to you don't have to stigmatize them like that. And limited slow sight. What is that? Telling you to put your yeah, okay, so put glasses on. What kind of a world are we in? I don't understand this Poughkeepsie thing. The signs alone make for just a moment of pleasure and confusion. What do we have here? No parking anytime. Okay, that one makes sense. We won't comment on that one. You can't park ever anywhere. What is kind of sad is this is a rough neighborhood. So again, they hired security guards at this house, but it's so cold that they got frozen. They didn't give them any warmth, any jacket. At least not one warm enough to stop them from freezing to death. So here we go, back to the house with this quick walking tour of the sidewalks of Poughkeepsie, New York. I hope you've enjoyed it. We might be doing the beautiful downtown Poughkeepsie soon and the cities around. But for now, this is Bob Penn reporting from Poughkeepsie, New York. Have a good day. Oh my God. Now, here's how it's all going to work. We're going to go very carefully because there's something called black ice. And I slipped, so I'm going to stop. Ow.